Hello, colleagues. Thank you for joining us today. It's 12 o'clock here in Copenhagen. We're just gonna wait a few more seconds for more people to arrive so that we have more people to join us. Thanks for your patience.
Why would you not say? Why is Mr. So?
Dear colleagues, thank you so much for joining us. We still have people joining in, but I think in the interest of time, we are 4 minutes past. Let us slowly get started. We have a big program today with a lot of discussions, hopefully. So let us dive directly into it. Yes, thanks so much for joining us today. It's really good to see so many of you at the end of the year, just before the Christmas holidays. My name is Susanne Conrad, and I work for the Unipoc Climate Center, and on behalf of the Capacity Building Initiative for Transparency Global Support Program, or in short, the CBIT-GSP, as you know, we warmly welcome you to this annual network meeting of the Anglophone Africa Transparency Network. I'm joined here today, of course, by my colleague Sheila Shishansho, SEO coordinator of the Anglophone Africa Transparency Network, who's doing all the hard work and delivers all the support and the activities in the network. So just as a quick recap of CBTSP, most most of you know it already, but just as a short reminder, the CBIT-GSP is a global transparency support program. It's funded by the GEF, implemented by UNOP, and executed by the UNOP Copenhagen Climate Center. And it's one of the few global CBIT projects which complements kind of the national and regional CBIT projects, but also the enabling activity. So CBIT-GSP is really about providing incremental support for transparency to countries. And CBIT-GSP provides the support primarily through the 10 transparency networks, which cover all developing countries around the globe. And one of the key networks is, of course, the Anglophone Africa Network, which is also one of the largest networks that we have with 22 countries, only surpassed by the Francophone Transparency Network. And the Anglophone Network actually also shares a few countries with the Francophone Transparency Network. Yes. CBIT-GSP is conducting these annual meetings to really give a space to countries to provide feedback on the and to reflect on the network activities that have happened over the past year, and to reflect on what worked well, what didn't work well, what were the highs, what were the lows, where can we draw lessons, what can be improved for the next year ahead going forward. So we really encourage you today to provide honest feedback, to engage, to provide any comment in the chat. We also have a few Mentimeters prepared, and to really use this opportunity to provide your reflections. We really are here to listen to you today, even though we also have a few for the presentation. But the key of this network meeting, the key essence of this network meeting, is really to listen to you and to hear what you have to say. So this is your chance today. Next year will also be the next year will also be the last year of the CBIT-GSP program of this program round, so to say. It will end next year in December 2026. But no worries, there will be a follow-up program starting in 2027. I'm just gonna mute the participant. So there will be a follow-up project in 2027, but we will of course keep you posted on this, and the support will continue into 2027 and beyond this. So no, don't you worry that the Anglophone Africa Network it won't disappear. It will remain where it is. But just for your information that this program ends formally next year. Yes. So looking back at 2025, it was quite a significant year for the global transparency and climate efforts, with both BTR submissions still coming in, the first countries going through the technical expert review process, new and updated NDCs that were due and submitted by countries. And in Anglophone Africa, in the network, we actually had 9 countries that complied with the BTR submission deadline in 2024. We had 3 more BTR submissions coming in 2025. We also had 4 countries that went through the technical expert review, with Ghana just recently in December going through the technical expert review, and we had 11 new and updated NDCs coming in from the network. So it really shows the commitment of the Anglophone African country to global climate action and to the Paris Agreement overall. Yeah, but the work never stops. Looking ahead to 2026, this will be another big transparency year with the next BTRs due by the end of 2026. And of course, we still have countries that are still finishing their BTR1. We still have countries that are waiting for the first technical expert review. So there's still, there's still a lot of going on. This is a tight schedule for reporting, and there's really not much time to breathe between the reports and the processes. And CBIT-GSP will continue, of course, to stand ready and provide support to you over the next year, technical support, but also more kind of soft support and unlocking sometimes administrative challenges, also in terms of exiting funding and so on. So please really reach out to Sheila at any time with any request, any questions, any challenges that you might face. Sheila is really your transparency support help desk in the region. Sheila will also in a few minutes to present all the activities that were conducted this year, but I also want to take this opportunity to quickly thank all the partners that made the activities possible. It's not only CBIT-GSP, we collaborate closely with our key partners, especially PADPA, UNDP, African Union Commission, UNFCCC, CGE, and so on. So I just want to take this opportunity to also just really thank them for their collaboration. Yes, so looking at the agenda for it today, so Sheila will start us off today by providing an overview of the activities that were conducted in 2025. So all the regional activities, the webinars, the in-country activities. So just to give us a bit of an overview and a recap of what has happened actually in 2025. Then we're going to hear from countries, from Zambia and the Gambia, on kind of their reflections of how they experience the CBIT-GSP support, what can be improved, how did they make use of it, and just to hear from countries. Then we have another short overview from Sheila on the BTR submission status in the network and the NDC and TR processes, and we will then do a kind of a small exercise, a Mentimeter exercise, a BTR pulse check. We'll ask a few questions about the BTR status and the challenges you are experiencing. Then Sheila will finally present the draft and a work plan for 2026 that was developed kind of based on the activities coming out from this year, the needs and gaps that we saw, and the interest from countries. And we will then, of course, open the floor to you to reflect on this draft work plan and to provide any feedback, any reflections, to see if this work plan really resonates with your needs, your capacities, or if there's anything that should be changed. We will also hear from partners, from PADPA, but also other partners are really welcome to provide some reflections, provide some words, and then we will have a last final Mentimeter survey and the closing. So this is the agenda for today. I wish us all a good network meeting. I really look forward to interesting discussions and honest reflections, hopefully, and I really hope that it serves to end the work of 2025 well and to really set the pace for the new year ahead in a couple of weeks. So without much further ado, I give the floor to Sheila. And just one more word. If you can please use the chat throughout the meeting as much as possible. Put any thoughts, any chat, any reflections, any questions there. We will pick them up. So yeah, and of course you can also raise your hand in the Q&A sessions. So yeah, really encourage you to engage as much as possible. Yes, over to you, Sheila.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I would like to take this opportunity to also welcome Anglophone African countries in this meeting, but also other partners who have joined us from elsewhere, but also within Anglophone Africa. Thank you so much for joining. So I will be taking you through key achievements and results of the activities in the Anglophone Africa network, what we achieved together in 2025. And before that, I would like to take you through a brief background of the network right from when we started to conduct the first transparency capacity needs assessment that informed key priorities for the years 2023, 2024. And then later in 2023, we were able to initiate and launch the Anglophone Africa Network in February 2023, and also implement some of the identified activities that you had affirmed in the assessments. In 2024, we supported countries specifically in fast-tracking the process of development of the first BTR and submitting the documents. And of course, in December, we conducted a quick assessment, which was part of the second assessment, to find out how far we had gone and how we were doing. And this assessment also helped us to shape activities for 2025 and also helped us to prioritize some of the country needs, because the assessment was also mainly focused on the country needs. And of course, this year we have really helped supported countries in sharing their experiences and lessons learned from preparing the first BTRs, but also on the challenges that some countries are facing, those that have not yet submitted their first BTRs. And of course, we have also done some a highlight of evaluation, if I can call it rapid evaluation, on the first BTRs that have been submitted. And we are trying to understand the status of countries that have not submitted their first BTRs. And this has also contributed to inform the work plan for 2026. So what we mainly achieved together, the activities and events in 2025, we had some regional events. We had direct support, that is what we are calling in-country support. And also we had some global events where all member countries participated. So with some of the online regional events, we were able to conduct 10 webinar activities, which were mainly for sharing experiences, but also some of the technical insights that were also shared. And then we also had in-person regional events, which were 3. We had a peer learning event, which was hosted by Eswatini. Then we had technical training. One was hosted by Seychelles, and then another was hosted by Nigeria, where we were able to share experiences and also learn some of the technical elements specifically for BTR reporting. And with technical support, we were able to achieve 8 direct support where we engaged countries directly by prioritizing their specific needs and tailoring the support based on the needs. So we had 8 engagements with countries and also had 3 technical hands-on trainings with countries. Some of these 8 were online, but we also had 3 in-person activities. Then for global events, we have been inviting you for the closing webinar conversations, and also we had our second global transparency forum.
And there's supposed to be another progress as well. So that is where the Ministry of Foreign
that most of you attended. I will request participants to mute their microphones. Yeah, so some of the general overview of the regional events and direct support or in-country support in comparison to 2024. As you can see, we had overall, we had a very good improvement in 2025. Especially for the regional activities, but we had some few activities in country for 2025 compared to 2024. And of course, this one is really understandable considering that most countries in 2025 had just submitted their BTRs, and those that have not yet still had a few activities, but participated mainly in the global or regional events that happened. And then when we specifically go to the regional events, those that where different countries participated together, comparing to 2024, as you can see, online activities, we had more online activities in 2025 compared to online activities that were implemented in 2024. And then in-person activities, we had more in 2024, but specifically, as you can see, we had some of the in-person events that happened in this year, which were actually 3 of them. The one, like I had mentioned, the one that was hosted by Seychelles, another one Lagos, and then Nigeria in Lagos, and then the one that the peer learning where a few of the countries participated, which was hosted by Eswatini. Yes, specifically when we look at the gender ratio, especially focusing on the regional events, we see more male participation in 2025. Although we had more female participation in 2024, maybe this could be because we had a few activities in country where the female were able to participate in 2024. But generally, there has been an increase in the female participation in the events compared to 2025. And then when it comes to the satisfaction survey that we usually send out every after each of the events, we have received that participants have been satisfied above average for this year, which is slightly higher than the satisfaction that was in 2024. But as we can see, we also have slightly a relatively big number of 42% that says that they were very satisfied, way above average of the normal satisfaction. So we really appreciate that you embrace our activities. Then these are some of the highlights from the in-person and online events that took place in 2025. And as you can see, I think most of you appear in some of those photos. And of course, we encourage that some of the online events, we don't usually get your photos. So it would be nice that you always switch on your cameras. So focusing on the in-country support for 2025, comparing with 2024, we had generally more activities in 2024, like I had mentioned, with a few activities in country in 2025. And we had more still male participation in 2024 than 2025. So we hope that next year, maybe we shall have more focused activities for in-country, considering that we are narrowing down to country-specific needs, but of course we shall have some few regional events in partnership with other partners. So gender ratio generally within the in-country or direct support, we had 69% more male participants than female participants, but we observe generally a gradual increase in participation of women or female, especially in the in-country activities. And this was well noted in Botswana and Lesotho. So when it comes to satisfaction in country, we received very good, slightly higher satisfaction rate of 57% compared to 56% of 2024. And we hope that our activities will really, I think this is satisfaction rate was 42%, slightly lower than the one of 2024, but very satisfied, it was higher than the one of 2024. But as you can see, sometimes it's because the numbers of the participants, not all of them give us their feedback on the satisfaction rate. So we would encourage that all the time when we send out this evaluation, you give us your views. Thank you. And then this is a highlight of some of these in-country events. As you can see, we had some activities, direct interventions with the Gambia, Lesotho, and Botswana, and some of the online events on mutual learning. And we encourage that you can always send your requests so that you can have specific tailored support. And you can send your request through our climate transparency platform. And also you can check it out using these links. I will share this presentation so you can quickly have access to the links, but you can also view our knowledge products and also news and events. But please remember to always send us your requests through our climate transparency platform, but you can also directly reach out to me. So in terms of the support, with some of these are some of the examples of the support that we provide. And in fact, some of the in-country or direct supports, I did not include in the statistics the quality assurance of reviews. So we have provided more support through quality assurance of the draft BTRs before submission. We also do trainings for BTR for new participants and also developing the the roadmap if you don't have. And then we also do data mapping for the JG inventory. We have been supporting countries on NDC indicator tracking, but also supporting countries to be able to synthesize what indicators they can put in the first BTR, but also mapping the roadmap on the specific indicators that can be tracked within the committed or the ambitions or within the NDC. Then we also support countries in the modeling tools, LEAP and GACMO. And then we support countries in feeding CTF tables. And then in adaptation reporting, if you have some needs in developing the QA/QC plan. And then we also support countries if you have any specific needs in fast tracking of the development of BTR chapters, but also in implementing some of the ETF activities at national level. We support some of those initiatives. Yeah, we would like to take this opportunity to appreciate our partners. Without you, we couldn't have really achieved all this. We have PATPA, we have UNFCCC, we have the CGE, we have African Union Commission, we have Commonwealth, we have Conservation International and UNDP, and we really, really appreciate your support and your partnership in all ways. And of course, I will hand over to Susan at this stage. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much, Sheila, for this overview. It's hard to summarize all the activities that took place in 2025. We also encourage you to explore the Climate Transparency platform, or if you're in doubt in some of the activities or want to know more, please reach out to Sheila. She also had prepared reports for most of the activities. And I now would like to open the floor for countries to ask any questions about some clarifications, any comments or any direct reflections. Please feel free to also post them in the chat. I can see hearts. That's good. Lots of hearts, lots of love. So that's really, really good to see. Thank you so much. If there are no direct questions, we can of course, you can of course think about maybe more questions that you might have from the past activities and post them in the chat, as I said. But yeah, for now we can maybe already. Oh yeah, we have a question. Yes, from John Kana from Liberia. Please go ahead, John.
Yeah, thanks, Susan, and thanks to Sheila and the team for the great job done in 2025. Sheila, I just have one question. You can remember during our NDC update process, we made a request for support for in-country training on the use of the GADMO and the LEAP model. Even though we didn't follow up through, is the opportunity stay available for us that we can come back knocking on the door in 2026 for us to build our in-country capacity so that within the next 5 years, we'll already have a team that will be ready, and then we don't have to go through that particular challenge that we were faced with during the development of NDC 3.0. It's over to you, Sheila, if the opportunity still exists for us to, come back and then have that particular activity.
Yes, thank you so much. In fact, I have been waiting, so I even pushed that activity to 2026 work plan. So maybe we should catch up so that we can finalize the concept, because we were almost finishing the concept. So that opportunity is still there, and some of those activities, especially for in-country, we shall include them in the work plan for 2026. Thank you.
Yes, perfect. Thanks for following up, John. And the opportunity is, of course, still there. We're still here. So yeah, we can look ahead for 2026 to deliver the support. Yes, I have Henry David. I don't see the full name. Henry, please go ahead. Where are you from? Henry David Bayo, please go ahead.
Henry David Bayo from Sierra Leone. With regards, it's based on the question John raised during our session, our meeting in, I think he shares, I think countries we asked to indicate maybe what support they will need and also what they can provide. And some countries, and specifically Sierra Leone, indicated maybe few countries that we want to learn from, and also maybe what we can share. So I'm just following up on that, whether it's also maybe consider for 2026 with regards learning from other countries, at least they'll make progress or have some best practice in what they've been doing. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yes, the opportunity is still there. Just share with me your request, and then we shall process it for 2026 work plan. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Henry. And thanks for pointing out. We really want to always facilitate and foster experience sharing, learning from other countries. So peer learning is really one of the key essence of the network activity. So good to follow up and let us implement this in 2026. Yes, please go ahead, Muyanya. I'm sorry if I mispronounce your name. Please correct me how to properly pronounce your name.
Thank you so much. My name is Moyanje Chilwana. So I wanted to find out from Sheila. During the in-country, in-person training, regional training in Seychelles, participating countries were requested to submit requests concerning areas where they needed support. And I think most countries did submit. So my question is, do we still need to resubmit those requests, or the ones that we submitted during the training are still valid? Thank you.
Thank you so much for that very key question. So what happened for some countries, priorities changed. In fact, for some countries, we had to change the support that we had planned, for instance, for 2025, based on the different funds or resources available. So I would request that if you don't mind, it would be nice that you send new requests. But of course, when I was trying to come up with a tentative work plan for 2026, I also looked into those areas of support that you had considered during our regional training. So it is also good that you can resubmit if they are still the same. As I present the work plan, maybe you will see if they are missing or if they are there. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mutjanje. Yes, back to you, John. Liberia.
Again, hello.
Yes, you raised your hand, right?
Yes, I did.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, so there were a lot of good things done in 2025, and we look forward to 2026. So I just wanted to make a recommendation for 2026. I don't know whether it will be accepted or feasible. So normally each country we register our national focal point for this GSGR training on our course online. Unfortunately, over the years, some of us have not been able to complete that course online. So I just want to suggest that if it is possible that we can get in-country training, at least for maybe 3 weeks, hands-on, and then the rest of the course can be online. That will give us the motivation after the physical, training in country, and then we can now migrate to the rest of the course online. I think that way it will help us, especially those people who are working with the government ministry and agency, working around the NDC and all our reporting requirement of the UNFCCC, who have the opportunity, and the excuse from the side of their bosses and other people who will give them the opportunity now to complete the course, online. I just want to suggest that. I know over the years I've been working well in terms of people going online and going through the GSGR training course. But I think for us, are just making this request or maybe trying to see whether it is possible we can have this in 2026 as part of the plan. Thank you for the opportunity. It's over to you, Susan.
Yes, Sheila, if you want to directly react to it.
No, I think we shall have a discussion because that is a regional proposal whereby countries come together to learn the online introductory course that UNFCCC, I think, provides. If I understood the question, I think we shall discuss with our other partners to see if it's feasible for us to do that with you physically. So that one I will not really make a promise. We shall have to discuss with partners and maybe UNFCCC to see how that is possible. But I think it's a very good kind of request. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. We had another hand up from Lebohang, but I think, yeah, yes, yeah, Lebohang Kabilo from Lesotho. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Susan, and everyone who's online. First, I'll compliment CBIT-GSP. I think in terms of the support that we have got within the country as Lesotho, under two projects, which is CBIT and BTR, I think we've gained a lot because, like she indicated in her presentations, that we had various technical support from CBIT-GSP, where first it was to fast track the implementation of BTR, and then the discussion on capacity building for implementation of the adaptation chapter under the BTR. And then also we had an organized workshop where we went to Eswatini for peer learning, which was very, very important in terms of implementation of the BTRs and how to structure our reports. So I think the question remains, I've seen that at least we are on the pipeline for next year. We are still open to request, but what I want to be clear on, which is directed to CBIT, is how easy it is that we can request or work on the schedule that is fit enough for the country. For example, for me specifically, as Lesotho have already requested the support from CBIT in terms of implementing the adaptation chapter, but now we are working on the work plan together with the national experts, because we are dependent on national expertise. It's not just the PMC that is going to work on that. So there are schedules and everything tends to deliver. So I don't know. I just want a direct clarification of how easy it is that we can request on the time that we think it's suitable for the country, rather than being more on the suitability with CBIT-GSP. Thank you.
Kabilo. Sheila, do you want to react to that?
Yeah, of course, like we received requests from different countries, so it would be nice to specify which time is convenient or when you are prepared, because sometimes it's we receive requests and then maybe the people to train are not ready, the consultants recruitment is not yet done. So that's why we always ask, so that we also prepare and plan well to distribute the level of effort that we have from our side, because sometimes the requests, we have a bigger team, so they also need to have a clear work plan and timeline. So that's why we ask in which timelines will it be available for the request. I hope I understood your question very well. Yeah, but in terms of the limitation, if I also got it, since you have been requesting for support, we also intend for 2026 to really support countries that have not submitted their first BTRs. So do not hesitate, even if you have received support from us previously and you have not submitted your first BTR, our door is open to support you to ensure that you submit. So do not hesitate to reach out to us. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Sheila, and thank you, Liwang, for the good question. Yeah, as Sheila said, we try to stay as flexible as possible from our side, but we also, of course, need some time to plan. But we're really here to serve you. So to the extent possible, we try to adjust to your timeline. But of course, yeah, planning is always key in all organizations, and to be able to deliver adequate support. But we are, of course, always aware that the processes in countries can sometimes take long time for the approval, for teams to get on board, and so on. So we are really aware of the realities. But if you keep us updated on the timelines over time, then that will be really helpful for our planning as well. But yeah, we try to be as flexible as we can. Yes, I don't see any other hands at the moment. Yeah, please feel free also to elaborate in the chat. I also saw that John responded to the question on which course it is. It's a GGMI online training course. That's well noted. John, thanks for clarifying. Okay, so I think we're already a bit behind schedule, but let us move on to the next session, where we're going to hear from the countries. So actually from Mojanje again, and from Zambia, and from the Gambia with Mr. Lamin Jambi. I'm really sorry if I mispronounce your names. Yes, so really want to hear from the countries now, to have a bit more inside reflections on the support from CBIT-GSP, how it helped, maybe what can be improved, what was their experience with the support that was provided. Ms. Mujanje from Zambia, I saw that you prepared some slides. Do you want me to project them from my side, or do you want to show them yourselves? Do you have any preference on this?
I think you can project them from your end.
Okay, I will try. Let me see. Just a second. I hope it works. Yes, thank you so much. The floor is yours, Mujanje.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Moyanje Chilwana, and I work for Zambia Environmental Management Agency. So this afternoon, I'm going to take you through a presentation on Zambia's experience with CBIT-GSP support under the Enhanced Transparency Framework. So I'm going to talk about the achievements, lessons learned, as well as the way forward. So to start with, under the institutional context and national arrangements, Zambia Environmental Management Agency is the national coordinating agency for the biannual transparency reports, as well as the national greenhouse gas inventory and the MRV related processes and systems. I also wish to make mention that this is under the oversight of the Ministry of Green Economy and Environment, and our reporting is undertaken in line with the UNFCCC, the Paris Agreement, as well as the Enhanced Transparency Framework. So looking at Zambia's transparency milestone, as a country, we have completed and submitted our first biannual transparency report and the fourth national communication. These reports have been submitted to the UNFCCC and have officially been uploaded on the UNFCCC website. For us as a country, this submission marks a significant milestone in Zambia's transition to ETF, as well as complying with the reporting requirements of the UNFCCC. So under CBIT and CBIT-GSP support modalities relevant to Zambia, Zambia is part of the Anglophone African Transparency Network. And as such, we participate in regional trainings, webinars, peer-to-peer learning exchange. Then we have also received in-country targeted support from CBIT. So this is technical backstopping, quality assurance, and quality control, as well as reviewing of the transparency reports that we submitted to the UNFCCC. So under targeted technical support that we received as a country, CBIT provided direct technical support during the preparation of the BTR, and this included support in reviewing our common tabular formats for our NDC, reviewing the common reporting tables for our GHG inventories, as well as also reviewing our NDC indicators and tracking methodologies. We also received support under quality control, as I made mention earlier on, for the actual GHG inventory and the BTR and our NC4 report. So through the webinars, Zambia participated in the webinars that were convened by CBIT, and some of these webinars that Zambia participated in include the monitoring and evaluation for adaptation reporting. This was, of course, to strengthen the understanding on adaptation indicators and tracking progress under the ETF, and to improve integration of adaptation reporting in our BTR. And the second webinar that we participated in was the learning exchange on developing and submitting the first BTR. So we had an experience sharing with Nigeria and South Africa, and some of the key benefits included insight into the practical steps for the BTR preparation, strategies to fast track submissions for the BTRs, and the lessons learned also from Nigeria and South Africa, as these countries submitted their BTR earlier than we submitted. So the other webinar that we participated in were the sessions on unpacking the NDC tracking chapter of the BTR. Of course, this focused on NDC indicators, flexibility provisions, and the completeness requirements under the ETF. Then moving on to the in-person regional workshops supported by CBIT, Zambia was one of the countries that participated in the regional workshop that was held in Seychelles, which mainly looked at fostering the linkage between the NDCs and the BTRs, and this focused on NDC tracking, projections, the support needed and received, as well as enhancing national capacity to align the NDC 3.0 with the BTR report. And we also participated in the Biennial Transparency Reports in practice, where we exchanged lessons and challenges that we were facing in our countries. So this regional workshop also focused on sharing our country experiences on the BTR preparation, as well as identifying common technical and institutional challenges. It also looked at enhancing understanding on the technical expert review process and the collaboration of the South to South participating countries of the Anglophone. So looking at how CBIT support helped Zambia refine its national climate reporting. There's a table here which shows the area of support and the impact it had on Zambia's reporting refinement. The in-person capacity building, it helped us as a country. The trainings were instrumental in enhancing understanding of the enhanced transparency framework, particularly in clarifying the structure, the scope, and reporting modalities of the BTR, also highlighting key differences from the previous national communications. Then with the review of our GHG inventories, this was helpful to us as Zambia. The technical reviews of the GHG helped us to identify specific data gaps and the methodological inconsistencies. Then fast-tracking BTR submission, this also helped to support us in terms of fast-tracking the BTR submission. Zambia was able to develop a clear roadmap and ensuring all institutional stakeholders met critical deadlines for data provision. Then the other target area of support included alignment of the NDC process. This also helped us enhance the alignment between the BTR and NDC update processes. It also ensured that the reports, the two reports, that's the BTR and the NDC, was harmonized to meet the updated NDC goals. Then the peer-to-peer learning platform, it highlighted practical solutions from other countries, which as a country we also adopted to enable us to expedite the process to finish up our BTR and have it submitted to the UNFCCC. So for the lessons learned, the key lessons learned included early and continuous capacity building. We realized that this is a very critical component. Then the peer-to-peer learning exchange of experiences also accelerates understanding and implementation of the BTR processes. Then the other thing we learned was strong QA and QC mechanisms also improve the reporting quality. Then alignment between the BTR and the NDC processes also reduces the duplication when reporting. Then the last one was institutional memory must be strengthened for continuity. For areas of improvement for CBIT support activities, as a country, we still feel that more support is needed, especially in the preparation of the BTR2. Then we also need increased hands-on technical clinics in areas such as the IPCC software, how to generate quality, CTF tables, and of course, how to do quality control and quality assurance. Then also long-term mentorship beyond the report submission is needed. Then also financial support to operationalize and enhance national integrated measuring and verification systems. Then training on specific reporting topics, such as training on land use change, and forestry sector, the GHG methodologies for the inventory, tracking and reporting climate flows. We also need support. Then more peer-to-peer exchange on overcoming data collection obstacles, particularly for non-energy sectors, and quantifying adaptation impacts. So, for Zambia's transparency actions in 2026, our current status is that we have submitted our BTR, which I made mention earlier that it has been officially uploaded on the UNFCCC website. And the next steps will be to start the preparations for our BTR2, as well as the combined NC5 and BTR3. In terms of the roadmap, this is yet to be initiated. And looking at some of the challenges that we experienced during BTR1, which we feel we still have even as at now, some of which include retention of trained experts and data availability and institutional coordination. So for the specific support needed, Zambia needs capacity in NDC modeling tools, NDC tracking and projection, as well as technical expert review, response, and follow-up. We haven't yet done this as a country, and we feel we need support in this. Then also capacity building for technical expertise in GHG inventory and IPCC software. I think I made mention of this one. Then also financial and technical support to operationalize and enhance the national MRV system. Then the last one, continuous capacity building in GHG inventories, as this is a hands-on exercise that needs training throughout. Conclusion, CBIT has been instrumental in Zambia's successful BTR submission. Their support strengthened both technical quality and institutional capacity. And as for the lessons learned, this will guide us for the BTR2, NC5, and BTR3. And as a country, we remain committed to continuous improvements under the ETF and regional collaboration and peer-to-peer learning. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mayanja, for this really elaborate overview of the support that has been received, but also like the gaps that are remaining and also areas that can be improved. So thank you so much. That was really, really insightful. Thanks a lot. We now take, I'm now inviting the second speaker from the Gambia, Mr. Lamine Jameh, to provide some remarks. The other colleagues, please mute yourselves.
Thank you so much, Susan, and hello, everyone. Thank you, Ciela, for the invitation as well. I just want to mention that although I am on leave, I couldn't resist the invitation to provide input in regard to the support that the Gambia received from CBIT-GSP. Even though I have colleagues also at the office who could have done the same thing or even better, I just thought that I can do this, directly and by myself, just to give way to how we appreciate the support that we received from CBIT-GSP last year, and we continue to receive the same. Just to give you a background, we cannot be dismissive of the support that we receive. If for anything, we are very grateful for that support. And for that, for other people to understand, I want to just give a background why we have to be very grateful to the timely support that we received from CBIT-GSP last year. If you go online on UNFCCC website, you will notice that the Gambia's reporting on transparency in the past, the gaps between the reporting is quite huge compared to other countries. And one of the examples of that is that for some countries, they have submitted their 4th to 5th BUR, and we only submitted our BUR 1 last year, December. Furthermore, if you look at our national communications, the intervals between them, that also will show you some of the capacity gaps that we have. The initial national communication was submitted in 2003 rather, sorry. And the second one was submitted in 2012. And the third national communication was submitted in 2020. That said, as we were looking for support to help us with our BUR1, we requested from CBIT-GSP to help us with capacity building. Because when I was made in charge of the BUR reporting, the first thing I did was, where were the gaps at the time? And the first thing I concluded was, we do not have the capacity across the sectors to be able to report effectively. And that warranted us to make a request for capacity building. And that capacity building turns out to be more than a capacity building. Because what happened was, in addition to the capacity building for all the sectors, the CBIT team helped us to analyze the data that was available at the time. For us, we were very far away from submitting our BUR1, but after they have analyzed it, they noticed that we in fact had all the information, all the data. They were fragmented, yes, but all the data were there for us to be able to submit our BUR1 by December last year. That was a very important information to us in the country. And the team did not only stop at that, even after returning, they helped us, guide us how we can put that information together to be consistent with the BUR reporting. So basically, they help us demystify the steps that were required for the completion of the BUR report. And in addition to that, we were supported by UNFCCC regional, headquarters on mitigation, to be assisted by US EPA for us to develop our BUR. And this was also done prior to the in-country capacity building that we received from CBIT-GSP. But CBIT-GSP was very flexible to associate itself with the support that we were receiving from US EPA to complement that effort, leveraging on their experience in Africa, specifically the Anglophone. And that flexibility was very important, in addition to the formal, regular meetings that we were having with US EPA, which was also always attended by CBIT-GSP, to provide their input, their insight, and their experience in the discussions. There were a lot of flexibility, yet professional, support that we received from, CBIT-GSP, especially from Seller in particular, because we cannot always wait, given the time was given.
Comment ça va?
Okay. So as you know, the engagement with US EPA was very formal, as it was with the CBIT-GSP. But at the same time, the flexibility and professionalism that was also offered by CBIT-GSP was very appreciated. Given the time difference between here and Uganda, we can always reach out to Seller to ask for clarifications that we not otherwise understood from the different regular meetings. and any other support that was required. So that flexibility was very helpful, and I will definitely encourage colleagues from CBIT-GSP to continue such flexibility and support to countries that requires it. And for us, the BUR at the time, as we all know, countries were at the time transitioning to the BTR, from BUR to BTR. That was important for every country, but it was even more important for the Gambia, because without submitting our BUR1 in December, we will not be able to receive our funding for the BTR. So that shows you how important it was to us to finalize the BUR. Now, that shows that the BUR completion with the support of CBIT-GSP is in fact a stepping stone for us to be able to access resources and also start developing our BTR, even though at the moment we are late, but this wouldn't have been possible if we hadn't received the support that we received in 2025. Other supports that we also received from CBIT-GSP is the NDC tracking. And as we know, this is very key in BTR reporting, unlike the BUR. And the knowledge that we gain from sessions online and in-person training regionally on NDC tracking and other requisites of the BTR are very helpful in shaping the currently efforts that we are doing to develop our NDC tree. So we cannot definitely overemphasize the help, the support that we receive from CBIT-GSP. Now, that said, in addition to the support we received 2024, early 2025, we received another in-country tailored capacity building on Afolo sector. And this was very critical for us because we noticed that most of our emission is coming from the Afolo sector. And we wanted to know, is the data correct in the sense that we already have concerns that the energy sector would have been the highest emitter. So that training, in addition to building the capacity of the relevant institution in the Afolo sector, was also a diagnostic for us to know what happened. Are there data inconsistencies? Is our time series analysis correct? Do we have a good quality control, quality assurance in place, etc.? And we were very pleased that hands-on technical support was provided in this direction. And we were also supported in terms of how we can enhance our institutional coordination and reporting structure in the Afolo sector. So for us, we have received so far a guidance on practical next steps towards finalizing the BTR, although we are not there yet. But we are working on the information and the support that we received to help us achieve that goal as soon as possible. At the moment, we believe that we have learned a lot of lessons from the support that we have received so far from CBIT-GSP. And we want to acknowledge that the peer-to-peer learning in the Anglophone Africa Transparency Network is as important as the direct technical support. The exchanging practices with other countries has helped the Gambia improve institutional arrangements, data management, and coordination in general. We want to acknowledge this. We also believe that continuous support across the BTR cycles or requirement is necessary still for the Gambia as we are trying to finalize our BTR. And we see that there is a lot of need for us to continue having or receiving the tailor-made support that is offered by CBIT-GSP in the BTR development, particularly reporting on the NABs and also the NDCs, which were not the case in the BUR. This is very important. And we want to also receive specific support from CBIT-GSP, and we will make requests to this effect in due course regarding how best to reflect corresponding adjustment in the BTRs with regards to Article 6 implementation, as we are foreseeing including Article 6 as a means of implementation in our NDC 3.0. So with that, I will not want to take much of your time. I just want to sincerely appreciate the support that we have received from CBIT-GSP and all other partners, and specifically thank Asiela for her flexibility yet professionalism in providing that support to us as needed. With that, I thank you.
Thank you so very much, Lamin, for this elaborate reflection on the support that the Gambia has received and that helped in the BOR submission and the BTR preparation. Sorry, colleagues, can you mute yourself? Thank you so much, and also for joining us while you're on leave. This is highly appreciated, you being here and sharing those reflections. Thank you very much. Thank you both very much. This is really insightful, and we also take note, of course, from Zambia from the Gambia as well on the further support that is needed. So we will be here in 2026 to further support you on other areas that have not been supported yet. Are there any direct questions from the other participants here to our colleagues from Zambia and the Gambia? Please also feel free to post in the chat or raise your hand if you have any follow-up questions on some of the activities or some of the support that I have received. I don't see any questions. You're of course welcome to post them in the chat in due course also, if you can think of anything. Yes, okay, also in the interest of time, and if we are running a bit late, we can move to the next section. But yeah, thanks once again to our colleagues from Zambia and the Gambia to share those insights and those reflections. This is really highly appreciated, and really good to get positive feedback, but it's also to help us keep us on our toes and to see how we can improve going forward. So thank you so much. Yes. So let us move to the next segment where Sheila provide a short overview of the BTR submission status in the region as a kind of scene setting before we will move into the Mentimeter. Over to you, Sheila.
Yeah, thank you so much. Let me project the presentation.
I'm already projecting, Sheila. You can see? You cannot see?
I cannot see from my side.
Really? That's very strange. I'm sharing. No, can other colleagues see the presentation, or is there some issue with the?
Yes, we can see the presentation.
We can see, yeah. Sheila, you're not.
I don't know why I
strange.
cannot see, but I'm just going to go through the overview of the BTR, technical expert review, and the NDCs. And I can see we have already countries that were able to submit their BTRs in 2024. And as of December 2024, we had 9 countries from Anglophone Africa. We really appreciate the hard work from South Africa, from Mauritius, from Kenya, from Zimbabwe, from Rwanda, from Ghana, from Nigeria, from Namibia and Eswatini. But we also see so much effort and that was coming from Seychelles, Zambia, and Malawi in 2025. They were also able to submit. And we are also aware that there are some BTRs in the planning, and they have already started the process: Liberia, Botswana, Lesotho, Ethiopia, and Tanzania. And we hope that they will be able to be submitted in 2026. And then we also have other countries that are in planning. We have Uganda, we have the Gambia that you have heard, we have Sierra Leone, and also Eritrea. But most importantly, we also really appreciate some countries that have already gone through the technical expert review process: South Africa, Mauritius, Kenya, and Ghana, which just did theirs recently. And we hope that we shall continue to learn from that process, since they have gone ahead of most of us. And yes, and then when it comes to the NDC 3.0, we have seen so many countries submit from the time of the communication. We have South Africa, we have Kenya, we have Sierra Leone, we have Rwanda, Zambia, Seychelles, Ethiopia, Liberia, Nigeria, Eswatini, and Zimbabwe. They have been able to submit their NDC commitments beyond 2030, which is very good. And we urge other countries to also reflect on what they have in their ambitions for updated NDCs for the target 2030, to be able to update their targets up to beyond 2030. So as you can see, that is that overall on the general overview of the status at the moment. And we hope to encourage countries to work so hard and learn from those countries that have already submitted, so that they can fast track the process. We are always here to support. Over to you, Susan.
Thank you so much, Sheila, for this overview, despite not being able to see it. Yeah, this was also a quick background of where we are in terms of BTR reporting and NDC submissions in the network. We can see that many more TERs are coming up, technical expert reviews. Please also reach out to us if you need guidance on this. We can do some mock-up sessions. We can explain the process overall to you. It's not a process to be afraid of, but of course it's a new process. This technical expert review, so that might feel a bit intimidating. But please reach out to us if you have any doubts, any fear.
So please have a bilateral with purity. I'm going to give you a chance to ask a question to
mute yourself, please.
Dr. Patricia. I'm going to give you the first opportunity so that you don't feel left behind. Patricia, are you ready?
Samuel, I'm sorry, I was muting the colleague. Sorry, I just saw in hand, but it has now disappeared. But it's please, Tamba from Sierra Leone, please come in.
So thank you very much, Sheila, for the presentation. So just a brief clarification. Of course, I think Sierra Leone should not be placed under 2027, but rather 2026. Because
I was going to manipulate the concept.
Yeah, so we are in the process of developing the BTR. I think all the chapters of the BTR are ongoing. So we are facing some challenges with regards to the greenhouse gas inventory. But I believe in 2026, definitely Sierra Leone will finalize and submit BTR 1. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that update. So I will update you according to my roadmap, and I will follow up with you to see how I can support so that we are able to submit in 2026. Thank you for that.
Wonderful news. Thank you for coming in, Tamba. That's excellent news. Yes. Tapiwa, please go ahead from Zimbabwe.
Yes, thank you, Susan, and thank you, Sheila, for the updates on where countries are. I would like to maybe extend gratitude for the offer that you're offering for the technical expert review. Zimbabwe, we submitted our BTR in 2024 and we're due for a TER in March of 2026. And it's a process that internally we've been not nervous, but it's been a bit of a stress. So if you could provide that support to Zimbabwe to have a mock TER before the designated date of March of 2026 from the Secretariat, that will be greatly received from Zimbabwe. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Tapiwa. Yes, please, of course. Sheila will reach out to you after the meeting, and then we can organize the mock-up session and the support in the new year. This has been proven quite helpful in many other countries as well, to just get a bit of get not the fear, but just to get a bit of a sense of what kind of questions the technical experts could ask and how to prepare accordingly. So we can do that, of course, and we have here in CBIT-GSP we have technical expert reviewers who've done many reviews for many other countries, like the formal reviews also, so they know the process quite well. A pleasure to help you with that and get you ready for the TR in March. Tamba, is this a second hand or was this the previous hand? Tamba, do you have was it a new hand? Is it just okay? I see it just the previous hand. Okay. Or please go ahead, Tamba. Or no, I think it was a hand that was from before. Yes. So yeah, Benti. Benti, please go ahead from Ethiopia, I suppose.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Benti. Yes, we can hear you well.
Thank you so much, Sheila and Suzanne. So happy New Year, and we are under the process of just implementing or developing the BTR, and we are almost on a data collection step. So hopefully we will submit our first BTR in the coming new year, and hopefully we'll communicate to you, Sheila, if you have any questions, especially on the chapters, and if we need any support in the meantime in the process, and we will call and we will just go beyond and get hopefully the support. Thank you for your just support.
Thank you so much, Benti, and good to hear that you're also planning to submit the BTR in the new year. And yeah, please feel free to reach out to Sheila if you need any additional support for that. Thanks so much. Just checking the chat. Yes, there's a really important questions in the chat from, I don't know what the actual name is from the participant, but the question goes to both country speakers. Capacitating has been a valuable initiative this year. However, for those individuals who have received trainings, could both countries share their strategies to retain these skilled personnel? I think this is a really essential question on retaining the capacities, retaining the skills, retaining the staff beyond the support that has been provided. I don't know if the speakers from Zambia or the Gambia would like to react to this directly, or you can also answer in the chat. Please feel free to do so, but it's an excellent question. Can of course also be any other country participant that have maybe managed to retain the capacities. Yes, please feel free to come in. Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't see the name. Thank you, John. That's an excellent question. I don't know if the colleagues from Zambia and the Gambia are still on the line and want to react, or if they prefer to react maybe in the chat. And see. I hope they're still there. Let me just check. Yes, we have one reaction, and I'm not sure if it's to this question or something else. Mungumenzi Tembam, please go ahead.
Thank you. Am I audible? Good afternoon.
Yes, we hear you loud and clearly. Thanks.
Thank you. Mine is also correlated to the TR, because as Odin, we're also expecting the team to come here, I think next year around mid next year. So also appreciate if we can also have the mock when coming to the TR, because it will be also our first time.
Thank you, Mungumenzi.
Thank
Yeah, yes, of course. Which country were you from again? Sorry.
Eswatini.
Eswatini, of course. Yes, of course. Yes. Yes. No, let us duly note that Sheila will reach out to you in due course to get this started. Has your TR been scheduled yet? Yeah, we can reach out and take this forward afterwards. Apologies. Okay, colleagues, let us then move to the next session. We have a short Mentimeter prepared to do like we call it a BTR pulse check, just to get a bit more insights from you on where you are in the process for the BTR. Please go to Mentimeter and type in this code, or you can also use your phone and yeah, open this with the QR code that is here. Let me also share the link directly to the Mentimeter. So if you click the link in the chat, you can directly access as well. I will now share my Mentimeter. I hope you're all able to see that, colleagues. I will just wait a few more seconds for a few people to arrive. We have now 11 people in the Mentimeter, so that's really good. Just a few more seconds, and then we can get started. 13 people. Yeah, this Mentimeter is always good to activate everyone. We know that these presentations on long online meetings can be tiring, so we want to have a bit of interactive elements here. So let me move to the first slide. This is just to see from where you are joining us today.
We cannot see the presentation. We are seeing the window without the presentation.
Really? Okay, then let me reshare then. Apologies for that. Are you able to see the window now?
Yes, now we can see.
No, okay. Apologies for this, colleagues. So let us move to the first slide. This is just for us to see where you are joining us today. We already heard from different colleagues from Zimbabwe and the Gambia and Liberia, Sierra Leone, but just to see where the other colleagues are coming from today. We see here a wide spread across Anglophone Africa. Many from the southern part. You can just drop your pin on the map directly, so you can see. So with Ethiopia, just a few more seconds. Let's go to the next slide. What is your country's current BTR submission status? We already seen the overview by Sheila, but just to recap, have you already submitted your BTR and you're already in the planning for BTR2? You've submitted the BTR and now are waiting the technical expert review process, as we have just heard from some of the colleagues here. Or you've maybe submitted the BTR and you are already kind of have been going through the TR process and now are addressing the findings and the recommendations coming out of this process. Or are you still in the process of preparing BTR1? We see that some are still in the process. Some are also still in the early stages of the BTR1 preparation and plan to submit maybe in 2026 or later. Good to see that no country has not yet started with the BTR1 preparation. So we all are in the different stages of the process overall. So that is really good to see. Thank you for your responses, colleagues. You can submit your responses also afterwards. In the interest of time, already moving to the next slide. So this is for those that have already submitted. So for those 12 countries, what is your primary focus right now? You have responded to the TR recommendations. You are responding to the recommendations at the moment. You're trying to institutionalize the reporting process for BTR2. You're maybe updating the transparency systems and processes based on the gaps that have been identified in the BTR1 and the TR process. You're maybe also securing funding. I can see that many countries are now securing funding for BTR2, so that is good. We always encourage you to secure the the funding for the next report as soon as possible. You don't need to wait for the submission of the BTR1 report. You can already request the support to Jeff earlier than that. Yes, so the funding now seems to be the kind of the most common step for those countries that have already submitted their BTR, and also updating BTR content for the next reporting cycle. So thank you so much for this, colleagues. Just let us move to the next slide. This is now a question to those that have not submitted their BTR yet. So what is or what was your biggest barrier in relation to the that basically hindered the BTR submission? Insufficient in technical capacity and human resources. We see here data availability and quality issues. This is a prominent issue. Limited institutional arrangements for transparency. So yeah, these are the three, as I can see, so there are three the most pervasive issues that kind of hinder the timely preparation of the reports. Thank you for the responses, colleagues. I'm gonna go to the next. We have still coming in. Please feel free to still answer the slides. Going to the next slide, how confident are you that your country can maintain its transparency reporting systems without continuous external support? So we have different confidence intervals, not confident at all, low confidence, moderately confident, quite confident, and very confident. So low confidence seems to be the biggest, the response with the most answers. We also see quite confident, moderately confident, but also not confident at all. The idea is to move to kind of self-sustained reporting system over time, but of course we know this is a very challenging issue in many countries, because it's very resource intensive to keep these systems running. If you have like a data management system to keep this running, to keep it maintained, to keep it updated over time. So this is of course a resource intensive issue. Thank you so much for your responses, colleagues. Moving to the next slide, in which area does the country face the greatest needs for the next reporting cycle? This relates to the inventory, to the NDC tracking, or to the climate change impacts and adaptation section of the BTR, or the support needed and received section. So it seems like that the inventory and NDC tracking are the greatest needs. There are also the mandatory chapters of the BTR. But I also see that many countries say that they basically need support in all different areas of the BTR. Thank you so much for this. Yes. So all of the areas. And what do these needs relate to specifically? So this relates to the general understanding of the MPG requirements, to institutional coordination and data sharing, to kind of the technical expertise and human resources, to general data availability and quality, to setting up data systems, and to all of the above. Also here it seems that there are many different issues across the line in relation to reporting. Yes, thank you so much, colleagues. And we see, of course, that also limited human resources as a prominent issue in many countries, unfortunately. Moving to the next slide, for countries that have not submitted a BTR1 again, so has your country been able to retain the technical experts who prepared BTR1? That also mirrors the question that Don was raising in the chat. Kind of a key question on retaining the experts that have been used and trained basically in the preparation of the BTR1 process. And here we have an equal spread of 25%. Some have lost, some have had some turnover, some remained, have retained a few colleagues. Yes, and we had 17% that all staff remained in their positions, but we also had a few that have lost staff and also some that relied entirely still on external consultants. So this was really, really insightful. Thanks so much, colleagues, for joining and for providing your feedback here. And then compared to your BTR1 preparation or the current preparation, if not submitted, how would you rate your country's current data availability for the BTR2? Has it significantly improved? Is it slightly improved, but the same, somewhat deteriorated, or significantly deteriorated? How is the data availability? It seems that there's a slight improvement, so there's a bit of progress, or about the same for so many countries. And for 11%, it has significantly improved. That's also really, really good to see. Thank you so much, colleagues. And this is the last question here. Do you have a roadmap developed for either BTR1 or BTR2, depending on where you are? So a roadmap is basically a plan that kind of, a plan that kind of gives you the timeline for the different processes that are related to the BTR, and it gives you an idea of how long it will take, where you need to maybe improve, maybe it's basically a tool to plan the BTR process. Sheila can help you with that. There's a BTR roadmap tool that has been developed by FAO in collaboration with PATPA, and that is available, and Sheila can help you guide through the process and can do the exercise with you on developing such a roadmap, which is really a useful exercise to really reflect on what is needed for the BTR. And I see that the majority of countries have not yet prepared a BTR roadmap. So if you need support for that, please reach out to Sheila. It can be a really good exercise, also to get stakeholders involved and get an idea of the process overall. Thank you so much for this feedback, colleague. That was really, really insightful. Please feel free to still answer. We're a bit behind time, so I'm already moving on now. But thanks so much for these insights. Maybe we can do now that we're all activated and maybe a bit more fresh. Maybe we can do a quick family picture of the Anglophone Africa Transparency family. Really would be really good to see you all. To see all your beautiful faces. Really, really good to see the family here. Encourage a few more people to turn on the camera. We know sometimes the net connection is not so good, but if you can, please show your faces. It will be really good to see. Of course, I mean, in an ideal world, we would do this network meeting in person. We don't have the resources for that, so we try to make it as much as possible personal. So please turn on your camera. Sheila, I don't know if you are you able to take the picture from your side?
Yes, I'm taking some pictures.
Yes, perfect. Thank you, Tamba, Tapiwa, Bongomendi. Really good to see you. Tamba is outside under a tree. That's also really nice. It looks nice and warm, so this is good. Any more colleagues?
I think we are restricted, some of us.
You're restricted? Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
That's really strange. It should not be the case, but it is. Let me see. Disable. It should all be correct. If I look in the settings. That is really strange. Really sorry for that. I don't know what that what it is. I don't know, Sheila, if there's any settings on your side, but it seems
No,
to
I
be.
think it's open. It could be his settings,
yeah,
maybe.
it should be open. Yeah. So maybe
Yeah. Thank you so much. I have taken some shots. Of course,
Okay.
some people maybe are not able to show
Yeah,
us their faces. Yeah.
Apologies for these settings, but really good to see the colleagues that were able to show their face. Thank you so much, colleagues, and thanks for joining us today. Yeah, as I said, we're a bit behind, but now we are coming to the next part of the meeting, kind of also the core of the meeting, where Sheila will present the draft work plan for 2026. Yeah, please stay tuned. Thanks for staying on the line. And this is now we really want to have your feedback afterwards. So please stay with us. And I give the floor to Sheila. Thank you, Sheila.
Yes, the presentation.
I'm sharing again. I hope people can see. You don't see, Sheila? Maybe if you can.
It is loading. It is loading on my side.
All right. Okay. Are the other colleagues able to see the presentation yet? I can see it clearly. It's still loading, Sheila? You can also see it.
Yeah. It is still loading. Now it is on.
Okay, perfect. Good.
Go ahead. So thank you. But I'm not yet on the page. Yeah, now I'm on the page. Yeah, it's loading. Thank you. So I take this opportunity to present the tentative annual work plan for 2026. So this has really been informed by some of the bilateral interactions with some of the countries, but also been informed by some of the evaluation on the status of where the countries are at. So, but also informed by the availability of some of the resources that we may have as CBIT global support program. Like Susan mentioned that next year will be our final year, so we might not have enough resources to reach out to like how we would want. So the approach has been informed by that, but also considering where we are at and our previous engagement. So we have some of the regional global activities, as you might be aware, and as you might remember, we had getting ready for COP discussion, which was really very informative. But we also hope to have a post-COP conversation, which will also help to shape our activities and build our motivation for enhanced transparency reporting, to understand what came out, get clear references on where we can pick information and how we can shape, especially focusing on Article 13. So we hope to have this with MENA network. And then we shall also have activities to do with experience sharing on Article 6. Insights from MENA and Anglophone Africa. We shall have countries that can share some of their experiences from the two networks. As you can see, our 2026 work plan, we have a lot of peer learning from other networks, but also peer learning within our network. So we also have another peer learning, which will be implementing of the national CBIT projects, sharing challenges and lessons learned. We shall have some countries from MENA and also some countries from Anglophone Africa. I hope I will get to some of those countries that have some resources to host this kind of peer learning, or if it's not possible, we shall hold it online. Then we shall have an activity on approaches to NDC tracking systems, comparative insights from MENA and Anglophone countries, and then exchanges and experience sharing and lessons learned from network countries in preparing and submitting their first BTR. We might have some series on this, focusing on specific topics. So stay tuned on that, so that you can be informed on when it will happen. Then in continuation to the regional activities, we have experience sharing on support needed and support received. For most of the reviews that we have done, the peer reviews for those that submitted their BTR, we realized that this chapter was not really fully attended to, especially having focal points to really fully attend to it in terms of the requirements. So we hope that if we also take you through, you'll be able to pay attention to it, especially building institutional structures for support needed and support received. And then peer learning exchange on improving the reporting of BTR among Anglophone countries. We hope to have a hands-on training in collaboration with PATPA, and we shall be shaping the focus of this collaboration together with PATPA. I hope we shall inform you when it is time. Then we also hope to have experience sharing on developing and adopting emission factors in national GH inventory. We realize that from the different Anglophone Africa countries, especially with support from the national CBIT projects, most countries have been able to develop the emission factors. Yet some of these emission factors are from the same sector, and we hope that if we can share, then maybe they can be adopted within the region instead of duplication of resources by countries coming up with the same emission factors. So we hope to have this kind of conversation, and I hope to identify countries. But if you are there and you have developed emission factors at national level, kindly reach out to me. But I've already identified some countries that I'll be reaching out to. Then introducing updated gender toolkit. We shall have this webinar in the third quarter. This is one of the activities that we have transferred to 2026 right from 2024. We had to conduct an assessment, and I hope at this time it is done so that we are able to present a fully complete gender toolkit. Then BTR development process, how does this link with the NDC implementation? We hope to have this conversation, but also linking it with those countries that have submitted their BTR, and also looking at how they look at this vis-a-vis those countries that have not submitted, and also how do the BTR tracking or NDC tracking inform the shape the targets for beyond 2030. So we hope to learn a lot from some of you. So I hope we shall be looking forward for such conversations at the regional level. So in terms of the national level activities, as you can see, for some of the countries that were not able to reach out, for instance, Uganda, South Sudan, and I think, I don't know why Liberia is missing out here. It was also here. We are transferring some of these support requests to 2026, considering that some of the support has not yet been provided, but also there were other priorities in the country. So we hope to reach out and shape more of this support to meet the needs at a time. Then we have support that is coming to strengthen and fast-track the BTR development for Botswana, including NDC tracking, but also NDC development, which is coming, I think, early next year. Then we also have a hands-on training on fast-tracking BTR development, including NDC tracking and adaptation chapter. I didn't put it here, but I have already a request. Then we have some of these in-country peer learning that have already been done. We hope to learn more from Saudi Arabia and Liberia on how they are using the software. We hope that these country-to-country peer learning experiences online will also be very impactful, where countries are able and technical expertise are able to learn from, experts are able to learn from each other. And then we have countries like Egypt and the Gambia, where they will also be learning. You heard that the Gambia has received support on LULUCF sector. So we hope that they will be able to share that experience with Egypt so that we can be able to build a crowd of experts from Anglophone Africa countries in specific sectors. Then working closely with MENA, Eurasia, and Anglophone Africa, we hope to conduct another mutual learning on adaptation reporting, and I'll be looking forward on countries that are interested in taking on this. I'll be reaching out, but if you know you would want to participate in this mutual learning, it's a very interesting learning approach, kindly reach out to me. Then we have Bahrain and Kenya. We hope that they will be sharing their experience on how they have been using IPC software for specifically West sector, and we hope that the two countries sharing experience will be very, very good for them. We have done this approach before, and countries were really, really grateful about this learning approach, and we hope that's why we have adopted it, even cross-learning with other networks. So we have Iraq and Botswana. We hope that they will also be able to learn maybe on how they have been using their IPCC software on IPPU. But if a country is not comfortable, and also if a country is more comfortable, we can reach out. You can reach out to me and you propose. Then we also have Algeria and Tanzania, which will be learning together on using IPCC for agriculture sector. All these will be online, and usually they are demonstration, and there's a lot of learning from country to country. So we have a specific tailored learning from Namibia, which is will be on introduction to use of IPC software on selected sectors. We hope to have this early next year in the first quarter. And then sharing best practices on development of BTR. This will be with all countries, specifically in collaboration with CGE members, but we shall also have peer-to-peer learning for countries to share best practices and technical insights and challenges. We hope to identify some countries that will be able to host this. So I will still reach out to you if you can host this, or if you have some resources and you can attend. I will be glad that you reach out to me, but even if you don't reach out to me, I will still reach out to you to see if there's an opportunity. Then also support to Lesotho for BTR development on chapter on adaptation. As you can see, Lesotho is very active on this, and we hope to support. So I would like to advise that you are also very proactive to benefit from this kind of support. Yeah, thank you so much. That is our tentative work plan for 2026. And I look forward to get your feedback on what you think we have missed out, on what you think we can change. Yeah, over to you.
Thank you so much, Sheila. Thanks a lot. A lot of activities. We, of course, also took note of the requests that came in throughout this meeting, of course. So they will be added. The work plan is a flexible work in progress planning tool. So it's not set in stone, the activities. We of course know there's a lot of activities, a lot of a big overview and a lot of things to digest. If there are any direct reflections, any direct feedback, please feel free to reach your hand or put it in the chat. You of course also feel free to get back to Sheila afterwards, and she will be in touch with you also. This is just the first draft work plan, kind of outlining the regional activities as well as some of the national activities, but it's a flexible tool, and we will try to, as much as possible, cater to your needs. Yes, are there any direct reflections, any feedback, anything that is... I saw that Elke from Seychelles, she said, interested in adaptation gender training. Yes, John, please go ahead. No, yeah, John, I think was first.
Yes, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, you can hear you, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
please
thanks. Yeah, thanks, Sheila, for sharing the work plan for
we are
from this year. Hello?
Could you repeat? You were breaking up, so it was just a bit difficult to hear.
Yeah, so I was just saying thanks to Sheila for sharing the work plan for next year. So I want to ask a question, but first I want to lay a basis for my question. So this year, one thing we have achieved between the EPA Liberia and the EPA Sierra Leone, Henry is online, you can attest to that. We consummated an MOU between the both EPA around different areas on different initiatives. So part of it is capacity building. So I was thinking whether it is also possible that the CBIT-GSP can work with both countries to see whether we can, source some funding for actually a country training activity for us on some of those items that you have lined up for 2026. If this is possible, then we can we can take report from this meeting to our responsible persons in our department or ministry, then we begin to take action. As Sheila has promised to share this work plan, and then we can select different topics that we think that we need, in-country support for us to have such training in person instead of having it virtually. Because from here to Freetown, we can go by road and come back maybe even the same day. It's possible that the Sierra Leone team can come to Liberia, or we can even go to Sierra Leone. So it's easy for us to have that peer-to-peer exchange, learning activity. So I just thought of this and thought to ask whether it is possible. Maybe Henry on the other side could be thinking the same way.
Yeah, certainly. Thank you, John.
Good. Thanks so much. This is an excellent idea. Sheila, you want to react to it directly? That's definitely.
No, I think that is very interesting because, like I mentioned, I will be reaching out to countries. So I have taken note. I think we can even have a bilateral meeting or a meeting between the countries and us, and then we shape the nature of support that can benefit both countries and where the resources would come from and how we can actually support that kind of peer-to-peer learning. So I have taken note, and I think I will reach out to you so that we can concretize on that, and then we shall include it. But still, like I've mentioned, I will share the work plan. If you identify some of the areas that you're already interested in, please let me know. Thank you.
Thanks, colleague, and thanks, John, for the excellent idea. And EP learning, I think that's really helpful. That's always better to help to learn from your peers than from another expert. Tapiwa from Zimbabwe, please go ahead.
No, thank you very much again, Susan, and thank you, Sheila. Mine was maybe to highlight Zimbabwe's interest or support needs. Zimbabwe has really embarked and taken steps in Article 6, the market mechanism, with the regulations, and we started trading with a registry, etc. However, given the linkages between Article 6 and the reporting cycle in the BTR, that's where we really require some assistance in those linkages, as well as with the corresponding adjustments linking into our NTCs. So I would say that we really do need capacity in establishing that carbon budget for Zimbabwe, given that we're now embarking in carbon markets. So the issue of carbon budgeting and carbon accounting, actually, I think it's where we really need that support as Zimbabwe, given that this all fits into the reporting cycles in the BTR as well as influences our NTC 3.0. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tapiwa. Yeah, as you say, the processes are very closely linked, and more countries are backing on the carbon market journey. So that is an upcoming issue we see in many countries. There has been support provided in other networks as well on this area. I don't know, Sheila, if you want to react to this or take it bilaterally in a call with Zimbabwe.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think I will still take it bilaterally, but I think also his nature of support was really very clear. We shall look into it to see how we can shape the nature of support so that does it require an in-country activity where we are giving you insights on how this can be done. So does it require maybe a prior analysis to understand further the needs and where you are, especially to help the expert who would be coming to train you to understand from where they can start from. So I think I will still get in touch with you to further see how we can support you on that. Yeah, thank you.
That sounds good. That sounds really good. A follow up to do for Sheila, but good to see all these reflections and needs. We hope we can respond to them as much as possible. Any other reflections? Otherwise, you can always, of course, give more feedback and provide more insights when you receive the draft from Sheila. Yes, in the interest of time, we're already at the end, but let us move to the next section. We're gonna hear a bit of some reflections from partners. I actually only see one partner on the line, but it's our key partner from PATPA with Rebecca Ackermann. So very good to have you here, Rebecca, and really happy to hear your reflections. And as I said, PATPA has been a really key partner over the years of the Anglophone Africa Transparency Network and CBIT-GSP. We're working with the same countries and have delivered regional trainings together. So that's really good to have you here, Rebecca. Please go ahead if you want to provide a few words.
Thanks so much, Susanna, and thanks, Sheila, for organizing this. Hello, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Rebecca Ackermann, and I coordinate the Anglophone African Regional Group from PATPA. So it's kind of a parallel group from the PATPA Secretariat. And yeah, as Susanne said, we closely work together with CBIT-GSP. And sharing my reflection from this year, it's been really great to work together with all of the countries. And also a big congratulations goes out to everyone who managed to submit their BTRs or are finalizing. It's wonderful to hear where you are all at and which little parts still need to be worked on. We're really happy to hear those experiences and to continuously work together in this field. The workshop in Nigeria had definitely been a highlight for me, showing us how we can learn from each other, use the opportunity and use the knowledge which we have within our network. And as Sheila mentioned in the work plan already, for 2026, we are also planning an in-person regional workshop again together. So we're really looking forward to that. And I think I'd like to reiterate here that it's really important for you to continue sharing what your specific needs are, where are those very however big or small they may be. We've heard about mock TERs, about Article 6, and to better understand which topics you really want to have support for, so that when we are shaping the content of the regional workshops and trainings, that we do our best to address all those topics. So yeah, another, I would say, request for you all to please share either in the chat, or if you want to raise your hand, share them with Sheila or me bilaterally, whatever works best for you, to please share with us as specific as possible the topics, and especially considering that we will be having all countries of the Anglophone African network there, so using that opportunity as well. With that, I leave it at that and hope that you all have a good remaining end of the year. For those of you celebrating Christmas, a good Christmas and a good start into the new year. Thank you, and back over to you, Susanne.
Thank you so much, Rebecca. Thanks a lot, and really good to see that the collaboration will continue in the new year with more trainings, regional trainings, which are the kind of key support where countries are coming together. And I think this is really appreciated by countries to come together for these trainings and have more hands-on training and exchange experience. They are one of the few opportunities where countries actually come physically together. So this is really greatly appreciated. And yeah, thanks again for the collaboration with PATPA over the years. That's a key support. I don't see any other partners on the. Let me just quickly check the check the list of participants again. I don't see anyone else from the other partners. Unless I'm mistaken, then please come in. But otherwise, we can go to the final feedback. We also have a few additional questions there. Then we can close the meeting, so we're not too late going beyond these 2 hours. And thanks again for joining us and staying with us and bearing with us. So once again, I ask you to go to Mentimeter. I will also quickly put the direct link into the chat. Posting it here now, so please click on it. I'm also going to share my screen. Just a second, colleagues. Share the screen. Other screen window. I hope you can see this.
Yes, we can see
yes,
the screen.
okay. So here again, the instructions to enter the Mentimeter. The same procedure as before, just a different Mentimeter survey. I see 5 people have been entering already. Probably more will enter still. I quickly go forward. Let us get started. To what extent do the proposed activities for 2026 match your country's priorities to a larger extent, to a medium extent, to a lesser extent? It's just a kind of a quick reflection, but of course you will have more time to think about it when you see the actual draft work plan and when you also have bilateral follow-ups with Sheila. Thanks again, just to get a quick reaction from you on how the workshop or on how the work plan matches your needs, basically. What type of CBIT-GSP support would be most valuable for your country in 2026? Direct in-country technical assistance. I think that's always mostly appreciated, hands-on support. And we try to, as much as possible, deliver this. This can also be done virtually by kind of doing online sessions. As Sheila said, the project will be closing next year, so the resources for in-country support are a bit more limited, but we try to, as much as possible, deliver the support and help you. Development of tools, support for institutional strengthening, virtual webinars, online learning, long-term technical mentoring. So the different modes of support that can be provided.
From my side, the slides are not moving. I don't know if it's only just my side.
They're not moving as well, yeah.
Really? No, okay. You don't see when I got something. Just a second, colleagues. Know what this issue is with Mentimeter. Just gonna
Hello, Susan. I hope you can hear Susan. Can you hear Susan? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Sheila, but Susan seems to have frozen.
Yeah, maybe it's internet, but she was just presenting this. I think you can also see my presentation.
Yes, we can see it. Thank you.
Yeah, so to what extent do the proposed activities for 2026 match your priorities? I can say you have responded. Maybe you go to the next question. What type of CBIT support would be most valuable for your country in 2026? So I can see most people are saying in country support, we shall need collaboration with you. especially for resources to mobilize participants and facilitate participants logistically. So that is also another implication of direct support. We might need your collaboration. But I can see some are also saying that virtual webinars are very good. Development of country-specific tools and guidance. Yeah, we hope to do that. And then the next question, if you could add one new activity to 2026 Anglophone Africa Transparency Work Plan, what would it be? Training in the technical experts review tools to build capacity for non-Annex 1 countries experts, Article 6 linkages with BTR and NDC to build carbon budgets, and then capacity building on Article 6 modalities as it pertains to BTRs reporting, NDC, corresponding adjustments, and how Zimbabwe can establish this. We shall reach out. I think I'll wait here for more suggestions because I can see we have very few participants who have joined in, like we are only 7 out of 20. It would be nice that we get more of your responses because it is really very helpful. We'll take your feedback very serious to improve our services. So the next question, what ETF topics would be most valuable for you to learn together with other countries in 2026? This is the regional training, for instance, the one we are going to organize with PATPA. Which topics would you want to focus on? I can see you are proposing NDC tracking, adaptation, policy actions and measures and projections. Someone is saying gender. So we have seen those, but as you can see, we have very few. If we can get some other people joining Venti to give us more views, it would be nice. So what is your country's biggest concern about the next BTR reporting cycle for those who have done BTR1, for those who have not yet done BTR1, who are going to do BTR2? What is your biggest concern? Is it about meeting submission deadline? Is it about improving data quality and completeness? Is it about addressing gaps identified in BTR1 technical review? Is it about maintaining staff and capacity institutional memory? Or is it about implementing new or advanced methodologies? But I can see most of you are saying meeting the submission deadline. So reach out to us so that we can fast track some of the activities. And if it's addressing the gaps, you can also have technical sessions and look at the gaps that were identified in the technical review. We also provide that kind of support. So kindly reach out to us so that we can support that kind of need. Then are you transitioning from BTR first BTR submission? What is your country's biggest risk or concern about sustaining capacity beyond project-based support? So I have seen only 2 people responding. They are saying that some BTR1 experts are now full-time employment, so they would need to train new experts in short time frame, unsure of how this will impact on data consistency. Someone is talking about financial, but if you also need to have a discussion on the approach, we can also have time to listen to you, and maybe we could give you insights from what we are getting from other countries or connect you to countries that have done it better. So always reach out to us. But I would like to get more feedback on that question before we can close. So how satisfied are you with this network meeting? Only 2 responses cannot be representation for all the over 30 people that we had in a meeting. Kindly give us your feedback about how you are satisfied so that it is something that we can compare. So we have so far only received 2. Please give us your feedback. Susan, we...
The Mentimeters have disappeared.
Can you see it now? We still have only 2 satisfied, so I will not close the meeting until we get more, because we had more people in this meeting. And I will even send you an email on how you were satisfied, because two cannot be representative enough.
This is part of your results area, Sheila.
Yes, and I'm not getting your feedback on this. At least I have got 3, but I need like over 10.
What's the password again?
Yeah, the code is 21224473, but you can also go in the chat and follow the link to take you to the page. The code is 21224473. Yeah, let me stay on this page until I get at least over 10, and then we shall close the meeting. Susan, are you still there? Susan, we cannot hear you. So I have only 5. The code is 21224473.
Yeah, coming.
Okay, thank you. I really appreciate that we have short over time, but it's also very important that we get your feedback to help us improve.
Yes, it is okay.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. The code is 21224473. Yes, thank you so much. I can see we are now 6. I really appreciate that you have been with us. It's been a long over 2 hours, but I really appreciate this is our last meeting this year. And of course, I wish you happy holidays. I wish you that you enjoy your Christmas with your families. And I wish that you take some time off to rest so that next year we have more energy to do ETF work. Yeah, thank you so much. I can see someone who is very satisfied. We are at 7. I will still send this satisfactory Menti link to your email when I'm sharing the presentation, so that maybe someone will get some more time when they are free to give me how they were satisfied. But I really appreciate. And Susan, if you are still here, you can help us close the meeting since you are modulating so that you can finish. Susan, over to you. I think, Susan, we cannot hear her. Maybe we shall have to close the meeting without her, but I would like to take this opportunity to thank her for moderating this meeting and to thank all of you who were able to join and share your experiences, and of course who have been with me. I cannot do this work without all of you, all the countries and the colleagues who are not able to join, and I wish you a Merry Christmas. I will request that you open your microphones, you switch on your cameras, and we wish each other a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year as we close the meeting.
Thank you, Sheila.
Thank you.
Christmas.
Thank you.
Sheila.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much
See
for
you soon.
joining.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yes, and bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay.